What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp. Today I have a video for you on the new NZXT S340 Elite, which is their new VR PC case. This thing is absolutely beautiful, and stay tuned for tomorrow morning because I'll have a whole build video using this case. Got a whole black and red VR rig going on, it's gonna be nuts. Make sure you don't miss that. But right now in this video, I'll give you kind of my rundown on this case and all its new features. This thing is just crazy. The S340 Elite comes with a few upgrades and improvements over its predecessor, the original S340, which definitely makes this one of the sleekest cases out there right now in my opinion. First, one of the most noticeable upgrades is the nice tempered glass side panel that looks incredible. During my time with this and throughout the whole building process, it passed the thumbnail scratch test and even accidentally dropped a screwdriver on it when I was filming, and there was not one scratch to be found, so that's definitely reassuring. The glass is just ever so slightly darker in color, it's barely noticeable. This will let you see the beautiful artwork inside your case that is your creation, and having that all on display is definitely eye-catching, especially if you do a good job when building. I must say, tempered glass on a case is probably one of the nicest features you can get in a case, and this pulls it off beautifully. Keeping the side panel on are 4 thumb screws, one in each corner, and a rubber fitting between the glass and the spoke it sits on prevents the glass from ever scratching when you're taking these screws on and off. And inside, there is more than enough room for building. The case features a power supply shroud to keep it and the cables hidden, always nice. And as for fans, we have one stock 120mm fan on the back for exhaust. On top is another 120mm fan with support for a 140 if you choose. And the front has room for 2 140 or 120mm fans and can also support a 280mm radiator. One thing I like is inside the chassis they include all the motherboard standoffs for ATX, micro ATX, or ITX boards. And there's these little A, U, or I letters that indicate where to sit your motherboard to kind of help guide you if you're new to building. Thought that was a nice touch. Then on the bottom you have 3 2.5-inch SSD mounts, there's 2 on top of the power supply shroud, and there's one facing the front of the case to kind of put your SSD on display if you like, or if you want you can use something like the NZXT Hue Plus, you can mount that on the top as well. There's also a removable magnetic dust filter behind the front panel on the case, and there's also one on the bottom now as well, as opposed to just the mesh on the original S340. Moving along inside the steel construction is the cable management bar, which again is going to help hide cables as you route them through the back of your case. This will give your build a much cleaner appearance inside, and with that tempered glass, it's gonna look really nice. And speaking of cable management, we now have these clamps on the back. Instead of just cramming and zip tying your cables, these cable management clips make it really easy to keep your cables organized and out of the way so you can close the back panel flush. I think it's a really nice addition if you're someone who really takes the time to make your PC look as nice as possible. It's also going to make it easier on you in the future if you ever need to add or remove components. And if you're asking yourself why the S340 Elite is a VR case or is marketed for someone who has either the Vive or the Oculus, I'll get to those features now. On top, you have 2 extra USB 3.0 hubs, plus an HDMI pass-through as indicated with the VR etchings. Now this is awesome because you don't have to fiddle with the back of your case and connecting your Vive or Oculus back there. Now it's all easily done on top of its own dedicated section. The included connected HDMI cable still connects to your graphics card, but the top pass-through is a great idea and will save you the hassle really. I know I can appreciate that innovation as well as I work my journey to becoming the next Conor McGregor. The next VR feature is their cable management puck, which is this rubber magnetic puck that doubles as a headset holder as well. You can just place it on the front of your case as a mount since it is magnetic, or use it to route the insanely long cables from my Vive to keep it organized when I'm not using it. You can also separate the puck depending on the length of the cable, so you're not playing jump rope 24/7 every time you want to use the damn thing. It's actually a little nifty addition here. I like the thought that went into it. Magnetic, you can just stick it wherever and be good to go. Altogether, I'm in love with this case. It makes great additions over the original S340, but I wouldn't really say that this is just for someone who has VR. You can buy this regardless due to how nice it is, and it retails for $100 or $99.99. This one here is the matte powdered black, but it's also going to come in a matte white as well as a black and red variant coming, I believe, in like a month or so. Now real quick in terms of size, just for comparison, here is the popular H440. I'd say it's about 10% smaller than that, definitely more compact, and I think this is the perfect size case for being a mid-tower option, all while not being cramped inside at all. My only real complaint here is the lack of a radiator support on the top of the case. since you only have the room for one fan up top with the exhaust, you're definitely limited in terms of your mounting options there. I still would have liked to have seen a little bit more room up top for that. Yes, you could still mount a rad on the front here like I did, but it still would have been nice to do one up top. Really not a big deal breaker though. Still one of my favorite cases I think so far of this year. It is absolutely awesome. And don't forget, make sure you have the alerts set up on my channel to be notified tomorrow morning when my build video goes live with this case. I think you're really gonna like it. Some crazy stuff. Well guys, that'll do it for my review of the NZXT S340 Elite, the VR case that is absolutely just mind-blowing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. Lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.